In this video, I will share the top 10 things you should never do during a job interview. If you make any of these mistakes, it is likely that you will not be successful in your interview. Therefore, if you have an upcoming interview for any role or company, make sure to watch this tutorial from start to finish. The first thing you should never do in an interview is to not have any knowledge of the job description. This is important because the job description is the blueprint for the role you are applying for, and it lists the main skills and qualities needed to perform the role to a competent standard. Before your interview, read the job description and take note of the skills required in the position. Then, when the interviewer asks you about your greatest strengths, match them with those listed in the job description. The second thing you should never do is to arrive late or too early for your job interview. Being punctual is one of the areas you will be assessed on, so make sure to arrive 10 minutes before your scheduled interview start time. The third thing you should never do is to be rude or disrespectful to the receptionist. A hiring manager may ask the reception staff about their first impression of you, so always be polite and demonstrate good manners towards everyone you come in contact with before, during, and after your interview. The fourth thing you should never do is to not be familiar with your CV or resume. The hiring manager may ask you to walk them through it, so make sure you familiarize yourself with it and bring a copy to the interview. The fifth thing you should never do is to talk negatively about anyone, including your former employer, coworkers, or boss. Be positive and respectful at all times when talking about others. The sixth thing you should never do is to fidget and not make eye contact with the interviewer when answering their questions. Sit upright, with your palms resting on top of your knees, and maintain eye contact when communicating with the interview panel. The seventh thing you should never do is to ask the interviewer what the company does. Research the company in advance of your interview so that you don't ask this question. The eighth thing you should never do is to say that your biggest weakness is perfectionism. Instead, give an honest and specific answer such as, "I find it hard to say no to people and I end up taking on too many responsibilities, or I am not very good at public speaking." The ninth thing you should never do is to not ask any questions at the end of the interview. Show that you are interested in the role and the company by asking relevant questions. And the 10th thing you should never do is to not follow up after the interview. Send a thank you note or email to the interviewer to express your appreciation and reiterate your interest in the role.